Ladies and gentlemen, today we're leaving the comfort of our basement and we're going out into the real world, the real society, the scary, unprotected area, and we're going to grab a movie that I'm excited for that I think most people haven't probably heard of or seen. So without further ado, let's head out. And by the way, this shot took way too long to set up, so enjoy it while it lasts. Alright, let's go. Yes, but in our reality, no store trip. It's mail delivery. It's the joy of getting something from the store without the hassle of going to the store. I've never been a huge fan of going to the store, and now with, all the regulations and people getting too close to me and not everyone playing by the rules to say and protecting yourself with mask wearing and all that, I don't mind going to the store, but I'd much rather prefer the joy of waiting for something to come in the mail and then it eventually coming. But without further ado, let's open up this pre-order, which comes out this Tuesday, on Blu-ray. You already know what it is because of the title of the video, but we're gonna wait till it's seen. This is an unboxing video, and I'm opening it off screen. You want to see me to destroy the box? Oh, they really wedged that thing in there. Little slip, destroy box. Let's set that over there. And this is what it's all about. The two Jakes, for the first time ever on Blu-ray. So here's the cover. Jack Nicholson as J.J. Geddes, smoking a cigarette. And here's the back. The sequel to Chinatown, one of my all-time favorite films. And while I take this out of the plastic, I'll say an interesting tidbit fact that you probably should know if you know anything about the two Jakes. This was directed by Jack Nicholson. It was supposed to be a trilogy. It was supposed to round out a trilogy, this film and then one more. However, this film didn't do that well, and they canceled plans for the trilogy. And I don't love the two Jakes. I respect it. I think it's well directed by Jack Nicholson, and he gives a pretty good performance. Harvey Keitel's in this movie as well. But the problem is, Chinatown's just a classic film, and obviously you're not going to be able to match that movie ever. And there's just a lot of elements about this movie that I didn't like. I'm going to do a review about Chinatown and this. You can expect that coming about shortly. So I'm not going to dive into too much about it. As I was saying, I've always respected the two Jakes. I went a really long time without seeing it and wanting to see it because of how much I did like Chinatown. And then I watched it, and obviously, like I said, it's not as good as Chinatown. Jack Nicholson does a good job directing it. Everyone acts. It's like there's a lot of good people in the movie, a lot of great actors in the movie. Everything like that is fine. But in the script just lacks so much that Chinatown had. The mystery isn't all that exciting or entertaining or captivating. There's narration like the typical noir mystery film that Chinatown didn't have that kind of takes away from this. It doesn't feel right. There are some really funny sequences, some really entertaining moments, but everything about this movie is just, it's an okay movie, and I like it. There's a lot that I like. There's a lot of aspects that I like about it. A lot of them are pertaining mostly to it being the sequel to Chinatown and Jack Nicholson being in it and things like that. But as a movie itself, it's weak. It's a fine sequel. It's not the best sequel ever. It's not the best sequel ever to a film, but it's not the worst. It's a fine sequel. It's good enough where I would have been interested to a third one. I like how there's like some like reminiscent moments to Chinatown. However, I feel like for what it was going for in relation to it, into the first movie. Like, it's supposed to be having this toll on J.J. Gittes, and it's that toll is there. He wants to help, and I guess now that I think about it, it does have a lot of correlation to it, and they both matter to each other. But it just doesn't have that same tone and feeling, and I don't know. Like, you don't necessarily want the sequel to be a cut carbon copy of the first one, but I don't know. There's going to be a review for it. So this is just strictly talking about the Blu-ray. If you've never seen this movie and if you like Chinatown, I would pick it up. I would check it out. Like I said, it did come out on DVD like a year ago, but I didn't pick it up because I don't collect DVDs, and I had the hope that it would be coming out on Blu-ray, which thankfully it did. So yeah, this comes out Tuesday. It's a fine movie. Like I said, it means more to me because of Chinatown. Like, if I thought Chinatown was okay, maybe I would get this, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm kind of a person that if I semi-like the sequel to the original that I really like, I'm going to pick it up just because I'm kind of like that. But yeah, I like this Blu-ray. I mean, it looks... The cover... I'm going to watch it, and then we'll pick up back after then to give you my thoughts on the picture quality. But, I mean, I'm glad they released this. Like, who would have thought that this is a movie that they would release on Blu-ray? I mean, Paramount... I mean, I'm glad they did, like, because Disney's kind of moving away from doing the re-releases of older films on 4K. So it's good to see that there's a studio still out there, because I'm a physical media guy, as you can tell by the collection. I'm the type of guy that likes physical media. I'm always going to lean towards physical media. There's something about holding it that I like more. But I like the presentation of it. It looks good. Like I said, like I keep saying, if this isn't like a movie that you have to watch, you must check out. I think it's deserving of one watch at least. But to pick up the Blu-ray, I mean, to each their own. I picked it up. I pre-ordered it, so here it is. But yeah, I got Chinatown up there. This is the when they re-released some of their older movies for like the anniversary or something, I think is what it was for. But yeah, so it's just, without further ado, let's hop in. How does it look? So the picture quality of this Blu-ray is exactly what you would want from a noir style film. This was released in the 1990s and has that very filmic look. There's grain on. It's not a completely digital picture free of grain. It has that grain from the film that it was shot on. And for people that are looking for that authentic film style, it has that. And Paramount is usually pretty consistent in keeping the film true to its natural form. Transfers like Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Chinatown, The Godfather, they all look really good, but they still have the basis of what it was, the original look that was wanted in it. And yeah, The Two Jakes looks good on Blu-ray, sounds good as well. It's a fine Blu-ray release. It isn't like spectacular, it isn't awesome. There's no special features on the Blu-ray, which kind of sucks, because I'm someone that kind of likes looking into the behind-the-scenes features of the movie, and this movie has a lot of history behind it. It was in development for a really long time. I mean, the first one came out in 1974, and I'm not sure how long it took them to realize that they wanted to do a sequel. I know through most of the 80s it was trying to be made, and at one point, I believe the writer of the Chinatown in this was going to direct it, and then there's a producer that was going to co-star. It just still went through a lot of development, and it took a really long time to get made, and it finally got made. And there's also history in the fact of how it was supposed to be a trilogy, like I talked about earlier, and then that got canceled. And like I said, Jack Nicholson directs it, so that probably could have been some interesting things, seeing how he handled the directing and starring in it. I mean, he's probably in every shot of the movie. He's in every scene. I can't think of any scene that he's not in off the top of my head. So I mean, that had to be a challenge, being behind the camera and in front of it with it pretty much every scene. But overall, the movie's well acted, well directed. Like I said, really the only thing that holds this movie back from being spectacular or being on the same level as Chinatown is the script, which is weird because Robert Towne wrote Chinatown and he also wrote this, so you would have thought, I don't know, maybe it was going for too much, it was going too big. But like I said, I'm going to do a review on it within the week. That's probably actually the next videos. I'm going to do a Chinatown and the Two Jakes review. But basically those are my thoughts on the Blu-ray. To sum everything up, The Two Jakes is a really solid film, a really solid sequel. It's nowhere near as good as Chinatown, Chinatown being one of the best movies ever made. However, it's a fair movie and a fair sequel. If you are interested, if you like Chinatown, I would definitely give it a watch at least once to see what your thoughts are of it. Like I said, it comes out on Blu-ray Tuesday, and it's a typical Blu-ray release. My only complaint is no special features, but the Blu-ray looks good. It still has that film look. It still has that film feel. It's got just the right amount of grain that you would want. The visuals look crisp. It looks good. So if you're interested in it, I definitely think it's worth picking up on Blu-ray. Like I said, this is also the first time that the movie's on Blu-ray. I can't remember if it was released. I think this is the first time on Blu-ray anywhere. Like, this is the first Blu-ray release of it. I could be wrong. Who knows? But if you're interested in the Two Jakes, definitely pick it up. I think it's worth it. It's a good Blu-ray release. So guys, thanks for watching. Like I keep saying, if you're interested, do check it out. It comes out Tuesday. First time it's on Blu-ray. Give it a watch at least once. That's all I can really say. It's a great mystery film. A film style that they don't make enough of anymore. That is, it's such a good film style. It's such a great genre that I think people haven't fallen out of love with. People still like mysteries. You just gotta find the right way to do it. But anyway, guys, that's it. So thanks for tuning in to My Parents' Basement, Your Parents' Basement, Our Parents' Basement. Subscribe, like, comment. What do you think on the Two Jakes? What are your thoughts on Chinatown? And hopefully you come back so we can see you again next time in Our Parents' Basement.